Welcome to Savor the Story podcast, where books and snacks are live. Sorry. I'm Nicole. That's Vanessa. I don't know where I was going.
You got lost in the middle, but I was dancing to your hand noises. So,
you ever seen those ASMR videos where they like do that like Reiki stuff and they're always like That's what it was.
You have to,
except fast Reiki.
It was, and I was dancing to it. So if you're not watching the YouTube, go watch the YouTube.
Yeah.
Or Spotify, and you can see that I was dancing to Nicole's sounds while she got lost in her own words.
Too much energy in that one. I was putting too much energy out in the world because I completely lost it. Sorry, guys. I'll do better.
Your brain was like,
next time. Yes.
That's all right. I don't think you have to promise that. I think you can just say you'll get what you get.
Fine. You get what you get. Come at me.
Great. So I have one thing to tell you today. Only one, and that's it. And then we're going away.
Okay.
I'm just kidding. It's just something that I realized this week as I was doing some book shopping. It's a bookish pet peeve. Let's add it to the same list of like stickers being on books.
Okay.
I really dislike quotes from other authors on the cover of the book. I get it. Like, I think I'm okay with it being on the back of the book, but like, you know, when they're like, this is the next best thing, or like this author is up and coming, or like whatever, and Sarah J. Maas, or you know, something like that. Like, sometimes I don't know who the authors are, so I'm like, who the fuck is this author and why do I care what they have to say? And two, sometimes it's an author I don't like, and I was like, well, I don't care about that author's opinion, so why do I want that endorsement? But three, I feel like it ruins the vibe of the front of the book. Like, why can't we, if we're going to put stickers on the book, put it on the spine or on the back or something like that. If we're going to put quotes on a book, do that shit on the back or on the inside, like flappy thing or something. Putting it on the front top center of the book cover, it really bothers me. And I did not know that until this week.
What book caused
I don't
this
even
anger?
know. I'm going to have to think about it and I'll tell you. But I know that it's been at least like 2 or 3 books that I've seen this week.
That makes sense. Yeah. Yeah, now that you say that, we also went to the bookstore this week.
Excellent.
Mike finished his like 900-page history book about something crazy. And he was like, I need a new book. So we went to the bookstore. I didn't get any books.
Okay.
He got 2.
Did Mike? Ooh.
I know, it was weird.
Nice.
He was like, you're not going to get a book? And I was like, I have so many books that I need to fucking... It's not a ban. I'm not banning myself. Like, I was just like, I don't have anywhere to put books. I literally, like...
Fair.
My owl crates came in this month. And maybe my Illuma crate and maybe one of my owl... I don't even know. But one of them came in and I slid it into the last slot. And I went, oh, fuck.
Oh, no.
I don't have it. And I already moved out cookbooks and just put them on top. So now, like, I even moved books to make room. And it's just book piles now. I'm going to turn into those people who have, like, tables made out of books.
Yeah, you are. You really are.
So, yeah, I was like, no, I'm not going to buy any books. I don't need any books. I don't have room for books right now. I still haven't cleaned up this side of the room.
Right.
Because this isn't clean, I haven't cleaned off my third bookshelf. Like my overflow bookshelf. Like, that's just covered in shit. So it's like, I really need to take care of some life things before I buy more books.
Okay. That's so responsible of you.
I know. It's weird.
So I wasn't going to bring this up because I was going to wait until the first book that I read. It'll make sense in a minute. But when I read that first book was when I was going to talk about this thing. But now that we're talking about physical TBRs and not having space, I'm going to just tell you.
Okay.
In my book tracker spreadsheet, I created a randomizer.
Okay.
And I put all of my physical TBR in it, and I created a macro button that when I push the button, it gives me a book from my physical TBR, and I'm going to read that book.
No.
Yes. I'm doing it.
No, Vanessa.
I'm doing it. And I'm giving myself like 3 vetoes to where like if it spits something out and I'm absolutely like 100% not in the mood for that thing, then I'm allowed to veto it. But I have to read these fucking books on my shelf. Like, I have to. And I never go to them. So at least like every single time, I'm always going to have one physical book going. That's my new goal for the rest of the year. I always have to have one physical book being read at a time. And it will, unless there's a like extenuating circumstance, it will come from my randomizer.
There you go. Yeah, it's funny. It's funny you said it because I too made a similar. I need to read my physical books. That's why I also didn't buy any books this weekend. I also realized that I have not been doing a good job putting the books in my TBR on Goodreads that I have physically. So I need to do that as well because there's a book at the bookstore that I actually picked up. And I was like, this book looks cute. I really love the cover. But I'm not buying any books right now. Not today. I got home and it was on my shelf. And I was like, oh, fuck. I just saved myself $20, right?
Then you absolutely need to be like updating your Goodreads to have your on-shelf stuff.
Yeah, I fucked up hard.
Well, no, you didn't because you didn't buy it.
Well, I mean, I fucked up hard in the fact that I'm not doing a good job with like anything in my life right now, organizational wise.
Okay, fair.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you can join me on my endeavor, my physical book endeavor.
I will do the one. I have to be reading one physical book rule with you, but I will not do the random. Because that will really slow down my reading. Yeah.
So the reason I did it is because I have such a hard time. Like I get the like anxiety of being overwhelmed when I look at my bookshelf and I'm like, what fucking book do I pick? So what I feel like I'm going to do is if there's a book that's like calling out to me that I'm like, I absolutely want to read that one, then I'll pick that next, like that book next as my physical book. But if I stare at my shelves and I'm like, I have anxiety about this, then randomizer button, here I come.
Yeah. You ever hear people like complain about their wives, like men specifically, where they're like, where do you want to eat? And then like, how about, this place? And they're like, no. Like, you're like, anywhere. I don't care. Just pick somewhere. Well, okay. Well, how about Red Lobster? And they're like, no. No. All right. Applebee's. No. That's how, like, I'll be like, I can't think of a book. And my husband will be like, well, I'll pick one. And I'm like, okay, fine. Pick. And he's like, well, what genre? And I don't care. Pick whatever. I'll read whatever. And he'll bring me, like, a book. And I'll be like, no, not that one. He's like, okay, how about this one? And I'm like, no.
So that's basically what you would do to the randomizer. You would just hit the button over and over.
I know that's what I would do.
Yeah. I will say, so I did do it once and I got a book and I was like, okay, this is going to be my first one. And then I looked it up and I was like, I actually don't know if I want to read this book at all. Because it was an Owl Crate book.
Right.
And I'll tell you what it was. I decided not to. I'm taking it off of my physical TBR, my TBR in general. Really? It's called The Beasts We Bury. I can't remember who it's by. I don't know. It's sitting right there, but I can't see the name of But it's called The Beasts We Bury. Pretty sure it was an Owl Crate book. And I was like, okay, cool. Like that's fine. And then I started searching a little bit more, and I was like, this doesn't sound great, and I'll tell you why. The way the magic works in that book is that in order for her to do the magic, she has to kill a beast or an animal, And then that's how she gets the magic. And I was like, I don't think this is something I want to read.
Yeah.
And so I did do some searching. Like, I read some like reviews and stuff to see if people whatever said anything about it. And for the most part, I didn't see anything. But there were specifically like 2 reviews that I saw where the people were like, animal lovers beware. And I was like, I'm out. I don't think I want to read this.
No.
So
maybe that's the book that would make me cry. This is like her
right?
Like, sacrificing puppies. I'd be like, nope.
Right. Yeah, exactly. I don't know if it's puppies. That would be really terrible. I don't want that. But it does seem like it's like,
well, even any animal.
Like woodland animals and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not what I want. So my first push of the button was a dud. The second one, though, I did take it off the shelf, and I haven't started it yet, but I will. That will be my next book that I start.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think I've told you about this before, but I used to, when I lived really close to a library in Ohio, I used to just walk down to the library and pick books, and I had a random number generator on my phone.
Oh, yeah.
And I would do random number generation for the little call sign or call numbers. And I would do 3 numbers, and I would go pick those 3 books, and I would pick out of those 3 one of the books that I want to read. And like I said, it slows you down, but some fucking crazy books that way. Like if you want a way to like really like widen your horizons for what you're going to read, you just get the closest book to that call number, and man.
All right.
I've read like some crazy ass books that way.
I was going to say that seems more risky because that you're giving the entire library a shot, where at least here it's like books that I know that I'm probably interested in.
Right. Yeah. Like I said, it definitely slows you down. If you don't care about like hitting numbers in a month or something like that, you're just there to like experience books.
Right.
You know, like, but I've also read some duds, like some books out there where I was just like, man, I cannot wait for this book to be over. Or just plain, you know, that's where I think I really started my 50 to 100 page DNF rule. It's like, I have to give this a chance.
Yeah.
So
I checked this book out. I have to give it a shot.
Right. So
okay, that makes sense. Yeah. I'm interested to know if other people do. I know I've seen a lot of people doing like a spinny wheel of their physical TBRs and stuff like that on social media lately and stuff. So I know people do it, but like, do you give I want to know if people give themselves vetoes, or do you, if you spin it or if you pick it or whatever, do you have to read it?
Right.
I want to know.
Yeah. Any tricks that you use to pick books, I'd really like to know. Because maybe I need to do that.
Right, exactly. Right now, I feel like I'm doing it just so that I can try to whittle down some of the books on my shelf that I haven't read, because there's a lot. I think there's like 80 something, if I remember correctly. There's like 80 books on my physical TBR that I have not read.
I haven't counted.
Well, yeah, the only reason I counted is because I had to put it into a list, and Excel told me.
Fucking Excel.
Fucking Excel. All right. Do you have a snack? Or anything else you want to tell me before you tell me your snack?
No, I'll tell you about my snack. My snack this week is because of work.
If you say banana, do I get to cut you?
No. There's no bananas this week.
Okay, great.
So I was telling you about this, when we were chatting today, but at work, the water went out. Well, drinking water went out. We could still flush toilets, luckily, but water went out. I never thought it would come to the point where I was like, oh my God, I just want some water. It got so bad that they started bringing in pallets of water for people because there was just they were like, sorry, no water. I was so thirsty. By like 11 o'clock, I was ready to be like, this is bullshit. I'm going home. And then they were like, free water in the basement. And I was like, sprinted down there and like, chugged it, crush. I was like, I am rating everything in bottles of water today.
great.
I don't care how lame of a snack it is. I was so dehydrated today.
Right. When you are deprived of water, that is the only thing that matters.
Yeah.
All right. Well, water. This is the first time we have water as a snack.
I know. All the time that I said you can't pick ice cubes or something stupid like that. I have a story to back it up.
That's right. Okay. Yes. Anything is allowed when you have a story. That's the new rule.
I like this. I like this rule.
Okay. Good. Mine is going to be frozen yogurt.
Oh, gross.
Why? You don't like frozen yogurt? Oh, okay. Now it's my turn. I'm having frozen yogurt every day. No, we went out to dinner last night, and right afterwards, as you know, Books & Co. has a frozen mountain. I think that's what it's called, right?
Yeah.
Right inside of the bookstore. So after dinner, we hopped over to the bookstore and walked around for a little bit, and then we had some frozen yogurt.
That's
and
cool.
It was delicious. Yeah. So frozen yogurt is my snack today.
Nice. What kind did you get?
So usually when we go to those frozen yogurt places where you like make it yourself, usually they have a cheesecake flavored one, and they did not have that.
Bitches.
So I just got vanilla, and then I got strawberries and almonds and cheesecake bites
there you
on
go.
it.
That works. Same seas.
It was delicious.
I believe you.
So that's my snack. All right. Are you ready to tell me about your books?
I am. I have 2 books this week. 2 whole books. All right. So the first book is called Too Soon for Adios. It is by Annette, Chavez, Macias. Yes, Macias. And it is a Kindle Unlimited. It was one of the ones that you could read and listen to.
Oh, nice.
Either or both. So I either or'd and bothed. And
Great.
Yep. And it is a contemporary romance. All right.
Okay.
So Gabby's mother has just passed away, and at the funeral she meets a man who claims to be her biological father. So this guy, so while he's talking to her, he says, well, I'm your dad, and then later they have another conversation, because obviously that's, a bit of a shock. She doesn't want to take what he's saying as truth, but then she finds out that, there's actually some truth behind it, so she talks to him again, and he tells her that he wants a chance to reconnect with her. Okay. So he offers her this. Come to New Mexico, and he will give her a house, and she can fix it up and sell it, or she can fix it up and stay there. Whatever she chooses.
Okay.
Right? Yeah, so his mother has also passed away recently, and she gave him her house. So he's like, hey, I want a chance to, spend time with you, explain what happened, my side of the story. So I'll give you this house. You can fix it up and sell it. You can fix it up and stay. Whatever you decide to do, I 100% am cool with. I just want the chance.
Okay.
Just want the chance, right?
Okay.
So Gabby doesn't want to, but she needs the money.
All right.
So she agrees to the plan. The only catch is the house needs some work, and it's beyond her ability to do it herself. So she hires the local contractor.
I knew it!
Yes. So as the house starts to come together and Gabby spends more and more time with her handsome contractor and with her father, she starts to wonder if maybe this place is what she didn't know she needed. Yay. All right.
Heart eyes.
Heart eyes. So some triggers in this book. Obviously, death of a family member, terminal illness. There is sexual assault in this book, and racism. So this book What did I rate this book? Yeah, I actually really liked this. I liked this book. I can't say really like this book, but I did like this book. I enjoyed the story. I enjoyed all of the characters, especially the side characters. I only really had a problem with Gabby. Which seems to be a common theme. I only ever have a problem with the female lead. And it's mostly because it was kind of what we were saying about the last book that we buddy read last week, where it was The Undertaking of Heart and Mercy, where the lead is she's just kind of a bitch to be a bitch. Right?
Yeah. All right.
You know, she's constantly pushing people away. She doesn't want help. She doesn't, anything like that. And then there's two of my least favorite tropes in this book as well. Third act, well, if you want to call it a trope, the third act breakup, which I don't really enjoy, but I understand something has to happen, right? And then, of course, miscommunication, because that's the easiest thing to write, I guess. I don't know. So, it's just, so Gabby, one of the other things, she has, I have a problem saying this because, but she has a lot of baggage. Some of it, I totally understand. I'm not trying to be like, you shouldn't have baggage about that. But,
how dare you have things in your life?
Yeah, how dare you not, how dare you have problems? But, it was just the same thing over and over and over, and it just didn't feel like there was any growth. And then at the last, 90%, she's like a switch flips, and she's like, all right, I'm better.
I see. Okay.
If that makes sense. So, I mean, I don't care if the people have problems, they have baggage, they have things that they're going to work on, but give me a personal growth story. Don't don't drag me through it for 90% of the book and then give me a happy ending. So, the first 20-ish% is just sad, bullshit, sad. Okay.
Okay.
And then once she gets to New Mexico, it gets better. That's her, where, the beginning of Found Family starts and everything. Sure. Everybody loves a happy story, right? Yeah. Yes. It just kind of gets predictable. You knew right away how they were going to break up. You knew exactly why they were going to break up.
Okay.
You just didn't know exactly how it was going to go down, right?
Right.
Okay. So the relationship between the contractor and Gabby was cute. It was just kind of lacking in substance. She hated him on sight, and he hated her on sight, and then they're like, oh, maybe one conversation later, and they're like, maybe I was wrong. Okay, so not really.
They're not a terrible fucking person,
right? Yeah. So it just nothing was no reason for hating was really there's no substance. That's the best way to put it. There's just no substance to their relationship. And Diego, the carpenter guy or the contractor, he is just one of those male leads where you're gonna hate me when I say this. Oh, no. Everybody loves him, and he is the perfect man.
Obviously, Nicole, that's how they get you to be your book boyfriend.
Fine. I'm still...
Those are the easiest ones to love.
I know. Something about that.
You want them to have...
I want them to have a flaw.
Right. Yeah. You want them to be a whole person, a whole, because nobody is perfect, but I feel that's why I like them like that though sometimes. I don't know.
Yeah.
I just feel my book boyfriends could either have flaws or have no flaws. I accept them all.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, he was really great and I liked him. Yeah. It was there's just no substance about him. It was just like everybody likes him because he's great.
Is that how you would compare, like, to the, I forget what his name was in Funny Story, but he had that same personality where, like, everybody loved him. He went to the farmer's market and everybody's just like, oh my God, I love you.
Right, but I don't know
kind
why.
of the same, yeah, the same vibes. Okay.
Yeah, like, I don't know. I don't really like the whole, like, oh, he's great. He saved my cat from a tree. Yeah, so do firefighters. Like, give me something more than just, like, 50 backstories of why he's so great. I need to see it.
Okay.
But, yeah, so, yeah, you just, besides the 100 backstories of why everybody loves him, you get, like, one small piece of, like, backstory for him that's, like, substance, but that's it. And it, like, and because it's so, like, I don't want to say out of character, but, like, out of nowhere, and you're like, why am I being told this? Because you haven't said anything bad about him for the whole time, and we're in, like, 60% of the book. You're like, that's what she's going to be pissed about, 100%. That's where she's going to get mad. And sure shit, that's what happened, right? Like, that was only included so you could so she could have something to get mad about.
Yep. All right, fair.
So, okay, off my soapbox. I still enjoyed this book. I would give it between 3 and a 4. I'll probably round up to 4.
Okay,
but I'll probably round down to 3. I don't know.
So unknown. It'll be a game time decision.
Yeah, it's between 3 and 4 bottles of water.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's hilarious to me.
To be continued. All right. So my next book. My next book is called The Fire and the Glass by Jacquelyn Benson. I listened to this book on audio, and it is a historical fiction with some fantasy in it. So this is...
You've read her before?
I have. She is the author of the Arcana, Raiders of the Arcana series.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I'm waiting her book 3 of that one in released podcast episode release dates should be out by now. I have not personally read it yet. But she is the same author.
Okay. Yeah, you said her name and I was like, I feel like you've said that name before.
Yes.
Okay.
Several times.
All right.
So, yes, this is number 1 in the Charismatics series. There is 4 books total. So, all right, this book. It is 1914 London, and there's a killer loose. His victims are mediums, women who can communicate with the dead, and it's not just their deaths he's after, he's also draining them of their blood. So, Lily is not a medium, just a woman who can predict the future. And she knows, and she knows who the next victim is going to be. Unfortunately, Lily has never been able to stop any of her visions from coming true, so she seeks out help from others like her, specifically a Lord Strangford, who has an equally conflicted relationship with his gift. So, as they uncover more evidence, they find it's not just a crazed serial killer out for blood, but a deeper, darker plot that affects all echelons of society. Dun, dun, dun.
Oh, no.
So, like I said earlier, same author as the Raiders of the Arcana series. I really liked those books, so that's what convinced me to start this series. This book has a great secondary cast. I enjoyed them as much as the main characters, possibly more. I don't know. All their gifts are really interesting. And I was like, every time I listen to books like that, I'm like, why can't I have a cool gift like this, right? Like, some of them are not as cool as others, right? But like one guy, he can talk to animals. And I'm like, I want to be able to talk to animals.
Yes, I want that one.
That would be, if I had any choice of like, if you want to call it like a superpower or anything, I would have the ability to talk to animals. I think that would be cool.
I think that would be fantastic. I would love that.
Yeah, I'm sure there are people who would be like, no, that would be terrible to just have all those little voices like Dr. Dolittle, just like, rah! Yeah. But like, I don't know. Every time he like talks to the animals in the book, I'm like, aw, I want to talk to animals.
Yes.
So
me too. I want to know what they're feeling and thinking and all of the things.
Yeah. Yeah. There's because I'm reading the second book right now, and there's a part in it where people are going to think I'm crazy. He requests the help of some rats in part of their adventure. And like, she's standing there talking to him, and she says like, she like feels like a tug at her dress, and she looks down, and there's like a little like a little rat, like looking up at her with his little eyes. And she's like, what does it want? Like, what is it doing? And he's like, well, it's done us so many favors. It now thinks, considers us all family. Like, that's just the thing with rats, right? And he's like, she wants to be picked up and held for her help, for helping. She's like, but do I have to? And I was like, bitch, pick the mouse up. Like, so she like,
pick that fucking rat up right now.
It helped you. So she like picks it up and she like puts it in her pocket, in her dress pocket, and she's like walking around with this little rat like sleeping all curled up in her pocket. And I'm like, I want a rat like that I can put in my pocket and carry around. And
I only want a rat if I could talk to it. Otherwise, I do not want a rat.
Don't you think it would be little cute, their little eyes?
No.
Cute little button
not
eyes?
Unless I could hear... No. Not unless I could hear him say, like, I want to be petted.
What if you made those buttons and you taught it to talk through buttons?
Like, pet me. Pick me up.
Cheese. Cheese. Cheese.
I don't know. I'm still leaning towards no.
I would get a rat if I didn't have dogs.
All right. Yeah, I don't think Remy would be very happy about having a rat in the house.
No, I don't think so either. Okay, sorry. I digress. Okay. So I there's like a theme here. I like Lily. I liked Lily, but there was just some...
But not really?
There was no... It's just... I liked her, but if I had to pick out things about her that, like, got at me, it was, like, one of those things, like, once again, I understand. People are going through things. Like, I can't just be like, shut up about your things. I get that. And I know she's dealing with things, but like, you know how in books, like specifically this, I'm going to use this as an example, like her mother, her mother's death. She has like grief about that, and she's like has problems with it because like I said, she sees the future. She saw her mother's death, and she wasn't able to stop it from happening. Right, even though she knew when it was going to happen and how it was going to happen, right? She was never able to stop it. So it's like, I just felt like it got brought up more times than like necessary, in the fact that like at the beginning of the book, I've been told, she tells the reader that she doesn't like to use her gift, or she's really, like her mom died this way or whatever. I don't need to be reminded every single time that she uses her gift that she doesn't like to use her gift, or every time that her mother is brought up. Like, I have feelings about my mother because I killed her. Yes, I know.
Right.
We talked about it already, right?
We've talked about it 6 times already, man.
Right, yeah. And then I like, so it's stuff like that. And so she's also very quick to anger. I think I've actually talked about this in the Arcana series, specifically the second book, where it was like the female lead in that book gets really angry, and she does stupid shit when she's angry, and it puts them into situations.
Yes, I do remember that.
Yes, that they never would have got in if she would have just kept control of her temper. Lily is written almost the exact same way.
That sounds like a Jacquelyn Benson problem.
I think so I think it might actually be an author thing, not necessarily a Lily thing, that where all of her female leads have are quirky and have anger issues,
have rage,
primal female rage. So yes, so it was just something that I noticed about the books. Not necessarily a bad or a good thing. It was just by the time I'm at the end of the first book, I don't need to be told that you don't like to use your power anymore. Stuff like that. I guess you know who the bad guy is. I guess you know who the bad guy is right away in this book. That's not the mystery of the book. As soon as he shows up and she's talking to him, I'm like, that's the guy. And the book isn't so much about finding out who the bad guy is. Mm-hmm. It's more of a process of how do I prove it's him.
Oh, okay.
If
so finding evidence and stuff like that?
Right, yeah. Because she's had a vision where she's like, I'm pretty sure it's him.
Okay.
But then they're like, well, we can't just fucking arrest somebody, right? We have to be able to prove it's this guy.
Sure.
So there's that. Because of how it's written like that, there are some slow spots, right? Because you're just gathering evidence, basically, right? And what makes the evidence gathering interesting is because, maybe, a rat has helped, or, something like that, right?
A cute little screechy rat.
Right. Or one of the other charismatics who has a different power has shown up and has been able to help in some way. Okay.
Is the group of people who have powers called the charismatics?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, and then I know I said this earlier about Lily. It's just the last thing kind of with the whole charismatics thing is you don't get it as much with them in this one, because she spends the first 70% of the book doing that. I can do everything by myself. I don't need help. I can do this by myself, say away, right? Okay. Being very independent or whatever. And then she really doesn't get help until the last, true help until, the very end. Whereas in the beginning, she's getting help, but it's very, help me with this one small piece. And she gets help, and then she's like, now don't talk to me anymore. So it's, pushing away, but only letting in very, very small. So I know I wasn't super clear about what the story was. I was kind of afraid that I would give away too much of the actual storyline or of what happens in the book and stuff like that.
I feel like we got it. I feel like it makes sense to me, what the book is. I think I know what the book is about.
Right. Yeah. So, I highly suggest to read it. I really enjoyed it. I gave it a 4.
Okay.
Probably more than a 4, but I rounded down to 4.
Okay. Well, you liked it enough because you said you're already reading book 2, right?
I'm already reading book 2. I only have I'm listening to it. I only have 4 hours left.
Okay.
In episode 9.
Okay. Jesus.
Yeah. Throwback, guys. Uh-huh. In episode 9, I reviewed a book called Opium and Absinthe. Uh-huh. It was about that girl whose sister was found killed, and she had puncture marks on her neck, and everybody thought it was vampires and stuff like that. It's called Opium and Absinthe by Lydia Kang. Mm-hmm. It's been so long, I don't know what. It's episode 9, so who knows what my review of that book really, how much coherency there is in it. I didn't go back and listen. Okay. But I knew I reviewed it while we were doing this podcast. That book has similar vibes, actually, as this one.
Okay. So it's kind of one of those situations, if you like this, you will like that, or if you didn't like this.
Or if you've read that book, this, you'll probably like this book.
Okay.
So.
Excellent.
Yes. So I rated it 4 bottles of water.
4 bottles of water. Best one ever.
Thirst quenching, life-giving water.
That's right.
What does the water boy say about it? I'll have to think about it.
H2O.
H2O.
All right. I am also doing 2 books today, but for the first time in a really long time, they are not connected to each other.
Nice.
All of the multiple books I've done recently have all been like duologies and stuff like that, but these are separate, and the reason I'm doing 2 is because I have so many in the backlog that I have to do 2 just because. And they're also kind of shorter ones. I just don't have a lot to say about them, so hope you're ready for a very short review.
Nice.
Okay, so my first one is called Once Upon a Crime by Brynn Kelly, and this is a Audible Plus, like an Audible original, so it's free on Audible should you want to listen. It's a pretty short one. It's like a romance mystery. So Lana, I think that's how you say her name. It's been a long time since I listened to this book. So Lana is a librarian and Griffin is a massive movie star. Lana's sister Vivian goes missing without a trace, like no trace around, unknown what happened to her. Lana basically gets no help from the police, and she is like, I'm going to take matters into my own hands. So she sneaks her way onto Griffin's set where he is filming as an extra. Like she goes on to be an extra because she knows that that's where her sister was last working, was on the set of this movie show, whatever. After getting stuck on set after hours intentionally, because she wants to be on set to like look for clues and stuff, Lana begins hunting for clues to figure out where Vivian could be. But while hunting for these clues, she runs into Griffin, who was accidentally left behind. He fell asleep somewhere, and somebody was like, "Oh, we saw him leave. Like we saw his limo leave over here." And so, and so he gets stuck, left behind. And after they run into each other, he decides to help her because, of course.
Yeah, what else is he going to do?
That's right. He's a major movie star, and of course he's going to help her. And Lana and Griffin become an unlikely pair to solve this mystery. Basically, the mystery grows throughout the whole book, and it gets much bigger as secrets from the Hollywood underground are revealed.
Bum, bum, bum.
So it's kind of like I don't know if it's marketed as enemies to lovers. I wouldn't say that it is, but there's definitely like a vibe there initially where they're just like, he's a grumpy movie star, blah blah blah, whatever, and he doesn't really think much of her because she's just like a librarian and like whatever. But
she's a nobody.
But they do seem to have kind of like an instant connection, like very instant chemistry. So that kind of fades away pretty quickly. They both kind of like are able to read each other really fast. And it's actually something that I kind of liked. I thought it was cute. Just like, it's not really insta-love, because I know some people don't like insta-love, and I wouldn't call it that, but I do feel like the chemistry is very, like you can see it very early on. Like, he's able to tell, like, when she's lying and stuff, like, he is easily able to figure out her tells. And then for his side, she's able to see, like, when his movie star persona kind of takes over and turns on, and then versus when he's, like, actually his real self. So they kind of easily, like, call each other on that kind of stuff. So I thought it was really cute. I think it was like a fun little mystery set in the Hollywood high life. I thought that was kind of fun, that there was a lot of like the Hollywood aspect to it, where she's kind of sucked into this world that she literally has no idea about. I do think that there are some like high stakes that happen in this book. It all feels like a very low stakes book overall, like story.
A cozy mystery almost.
Almost like a cozy mystery, right? Like there's like some of the stakes are higher that happen, but for the most part, I would say it's pretty a low stakes book. So I definitely think it's like a cute palate cleanser type book where you're not really looking for like a lot of depth. You're not looking for like a lot of like, you know, that kind of feeling of it. It's very low stakes, very fun. Like the banter is cute between them. The feelings between them is like a cute thing. Like, I don't know. I actually wrote down, I wouldn't say that they had banter. So I wouldn't necessarily call their conversations banter, but they do communicate a lot, which I do like. I hate it in books when they're like, you have to figure out this mystery together, but barely ever speak to each other.
Right, yeah. Or everything happens off page.
Right, exactly. So, yeah. So overall, I thought it was really cute. There's not really a whole lot to say, which is why I was like, this review is going to be so short because it's just kind of like a little low stakes love story that if you're interested in just kind of like a little palate cleanser, I would recommend on Audible.
Nice.
So that's that one. My second book is called Jar of Hearts by Jennifer Hillier. It was a sister book club. It is a thriller. And we did this back in May. So
Jeezy Pete's.
Bear with me.
Yeah.
Okay, so there are some trigger warnings to this book. Rape, domestic violence, and child death. Okay. So there are 3 best friends, Angela, Gio, and Kaiser. When they were 16, they were inseparable. They were like this little band of friends. They were always together, always like anywhere you saw one, you saw the other two. When Gio meets an older, gorgeous boy named Calvin James, she's immediately in love, and she starts to like pull away a little bit. That same year, so when they're 16 years old, Angela goes missing. And she's one of the most popular and beautiful girls in the school. No one thought that she would ever just run away. So they were like, we don't know what happened. Like, we don't know where she went. But she's basically just like gone without a trace. No idea where she's at. And it's not until 14 years later when Gio is now a high profile exec in a pharmaceutical company. And Kaiser is now a detective with the Seattle PD. And they finally learn, he finally learns the truth of what happened to his best friend Angela when her remains are unearthed in the woods behind Gio's home. She seems to have been a victim of the one and only serial killer, Calvin James, who, if you remember his name, is the gorgeous man that Gio fell in love with when she was 16. And he has killed 3 other women. So the MO, like when they find her body, the MO kind of fits. And so they, like, all the things put it together that he was the killer. But they also find out that Gio knew what happened to Angela all those years ago and never said anything about it. So she is arrested in the middle of the boardroom.
Dang.
Right before her, and none of this is like as a non-spoiler thing. Like if you go read the description, you're going to get all of this. So, because the story, the majority of this book is mostly about the fact that right before she's released, so all of that kind of happens. You see her get arrested, like all that kind of stuff. Right before her release years later, from prison, more bodies are showing up. And those bodies match the MO of Angela. And the bodies are all being placed in significant, like in places that are of significant importance to Gio. So now that she's out, she's working with Kaiser to uncover the truth of what happened all that time ago, of who is behind the new set of murders. So the whole book is kind of told in present time and in flashbacks. So you're getting what's happening now with her out of prison and her helping Kaiser kind of figure out what's happening with the new murders, while you're also getting flashbacks of figuring out what happened when they were 16, like the whole story of what actually happened that night and all the rest of that. And it's told from Gio and Kaiser's point of view. So I really, really liked this book.
Wow.
It was really, really good. There was one thing that I guessed about. It wasn't super early on, but the idea of this was even like mildly introduced, and I immediately was like, yep, I got it. And then but it didn't take away from the story or anything like that for me. I like how the story was told. I liked all the characters. I really don't have a lot to say about this because I think it's just good. Yeah, I think it's just good. It's written well. I like the story being told between the flashbacks and the present day. Like every time you get a flashback, it kind of connects somehow to what's going on in present day and like what Kaiser is finding out and like all that kind of stuff. So I fucking really enjoyed it.
Nice. Yeah, that's the way of like books that you really end up liking. You're like, I don't have anything to talk about. It's just a great book.
What to tell you. Yeah, I have nothing to tell you. I did not rate it 5, but I did rate it 4.5.
Okay.
And I will probably round up to 5.
Okay.
But I think I had enough issues. There was like some of the things that happen in the book that I'm just kind of like meh about, that were like not really bad or good. And I feel like that's what made me drop it a 0.5 point. But I still feel like it was good enough to where I will round up to, it'll be a rounded 5 for me for sure.
Okay.
I'm going to say if you are into thrillers in any way, I would recommend this book.
Nice. Wow.
Yeah. So there's that. I did find something out about myself in this book though.
Uh-oh.
I'm a serial killer.
Oh, jeez.
No, I found a thing that I like in books, but it's one of those things that has to be like, if this ever happened in real life, I'd be appalled, but in a book, I'm totally for it.
Oh, jeez.
I really like when the detective falls for the criminal. Like, and I think I noticed it initially. I noticed it in the Finley Donovan series where I was like super happy about the hot cop falling for Finley. And it happens in this book. I really like it. I like when the detective is like, you know what? It's okay. It's okay that you're a criminal.
I love you for you outside of your criminality.
That's right. Exactly. In this case, I will give her a little bit of like whatever though, because she already served her time. She like went to prison. She did all the things and now she's out. So it's like, it's a little more leeway there. But I do, even when they haven't served their time and the cops just keeping her secrets because he loves her, I'm into that. Again, only in books. In real life, I would hate it.
I would see news articles on like killer on the loose, cop to blame or something. Cop falls in love. Like, oh man,
and doesn't turn him in. Yeah, no. Real life, absolutely not. In books, I hope he falls for her every time. All right, are you ready for our question?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to try to pick a bigger one. I'm going to cheat.
Just full. You're like, I can pick whatever I want.
I had like 3 in my hand. What did I pick? Oh, are you ready? 4. Micro-tropes. Yay or nay?
Okay. Micro-tropes.
Okay, so I wrote down a note for us as well. I wrote, some are really big online and I wanted your opinion.
Okay.
What I wrote, Does it give you the feels? Mostly romance edition. Oh, okay. So most of what I wrote down is like romancy ones. Okay. And I want to know, does it give you the feels like when you hear that happen in the book, or are you like, meh, or do you not care? Right. Okay. First one. When he calls her by a nickname the whole book and then uses her actual name.
I have no opinion.
Okay, I really like that one. I feel like it always hits. Like they're like, sugar, and then they're like, Nicole. And then it's like, oh, I really mean it this time. Like, it's a serious thing.
Yeah, I can see that, but I have no opinion. I don't care either way. I'm not really a huge fan of, like, pet names, unless it's really good. I don't want an obscure pet name.
All right, that's fair.
I don't understand, but he's just like, remember when we were kids and I called you Bucktooth Rabbit Face? Like, okay.
So romantic. Bucktooth Rabbit Face. All right. This one was a big one online. Micro-trope. Tell me to stop. Like when the guy says, or like, when they're about to hook up and and he says, tell me to stop. And then, yeah. I'm into that one for sure. Yeah. I feel like online, a lot of people were saying like, in addition to that one, they were like, when he says, if I start, I won't be able to stop or something. Like if we start this, I won't be able to stop.
Yeah, so. I dig that.
Okay. The next one is, I didn't know who else to call or where else to go. I don't know how. I feel like I might be like, I don't really care either way.
Yeah, it's...
Yeah.
Take it or leave it.
The next one. The tin chilled. What
are we talking about?
The new sex move. The chin tilt up. Like when he grabs her chin and like tilts her to where they like look in the eyes together. Yeah, I think I like that one.
Yeah, that's cute.
Okay. He falls first.
Yeah.
I feel like I don't really have strong feelings.
Yeah. I feel like that is in a lot of books now, so it's not really like something that you don't see that often. Right. So I don't really think about it that much, I guess.
Same. I feel like it doesn't really add to the story to me either way, whether he falls first or she falls first. Mm-hmm. Yeah. The quote, good girl.
Oh, no, thank you.
I'm out. That one is not for me.
Yeah, I don't really like the whole praise kink thing. It's just not.
No, it's not for me. I know that was a massive one online. Everybody liked good girl. And not for me. The quote, my wife. Like the claiming energy.
It depends on the level, I guess.
I think so too. I feel like if the whole time... So I feel like I do like it in situations where it's like a marriage of convenience or like a treaty marriage or something, and then all of a sudden he's like my wife, and you're like, oh shit, he loves her.
Yep, sucker.
I do like when it's done like that.
Yes, yeah. But I think there was one book that you were talking about where he was just like saying it all the time, where like nobody could like even look at her, and he was like, "Oh, fuck you up, that's my wife," or something like that.
Yeah, that claiming energy, I'm not about that. Like if that person can't even like say that person's name, you're going too far.
Yeah.
The who did this to you micro-trope.
Not really.
Really? I like that one. That one I'm for sure into. Because they want to protect. I like that one.
That makes sense.
Okay, so this one I hadn't really seen before, but cursed touch. Like where no one can touch them but this one person. You know, where like, or you can't touch anyone, but you can touch this one person without the curse being enacted or whatever. I feel like it's not a super common one, but I feel like that's kind of cool. I feel like it's almost in line with like fated mates, kind of.
Right. Yeah.
One bed. One bed micro-trope.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah,
I mean,
I think it's a cute one.
It's cute. It's not anywhere I'm like, man, I hope they have to share one bed.
Right.
But, yeah. When it happens, I'm like, yay!
I feel like I do not like when they throw the one bed in there and then the guy is like, I'll just sleep on the floor. Like,
I know.
You just took away the whole one bed vibe.
Yeah, just share the bed.
Yes. Okay, the next one is breaking of the fake dating rules.
Oh, I don't know how I feel about this. Like, I guess I like it when it happens, depending on how it happens.
Okay.
You know?
I feel like it's cute. I just read The Love Hypothesis, and I liked it in that, where like, because I feel like as they start breaking rules, you start seeing like the walls coming down a little bit of like, oh shit, maybe I do actually have feelings. That's cute.
I like it, except if it just turns into one of those like where they keep hiding behind that, like they break the rule and then they're like, I can never do it again. I have to have my rules, and then like they hide behind it to create more like angst, I guess. Like, no, just you already broke the rule. Just fucking keep kissing him.
Right. So you're basically saying like, if once a rule is broken, if you go back on it, then I don't like that.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that works.
All right. This is one I saw a lot online. When Grumpy gives Sunshine his coat.
That's cute.
I think it's cute.
Yeah.
I do like a Grumpy Sunshine story, so I feel like it's, again, one of those like turning moments, right? When Grumpy finally is like showing that they care and stuff like that.
They're like, you know, the fake Grumpy
squishy.
Almost. Yeah, squishy.
All right, the next micro-trope. He remembers her coffee order.
That's nice.
I think it's cute. I feel like that one's a cute one because it's easily like translatable to real life, and you could be like, oh, that's a really cute thing that somebody would do for you, right? To know your coffee order. He washes her hair. I don't think I have any strong feelings about it.
I don't know that I've read a book recently where he's washed her hair for her.
No, I feel like it's always after something like terrible that happens, like some traumatic event, something like that. It's not ever like let's just go take a shower together, right? It's always like, I always feel like it's after some traumatic event where he's consoling her and taking care of her. Which in that case, I guess, like, sure, but it's not really something that like, it doesn't really make me happy in the book when if that happens.
Yeah.
He kisses her to shut her up.
Oh, I like that.
I think I like that one a lot.
Yeah. Yes.
Most of the time it's because I'm like, thank you. Tell her to shut the fuck up.
Yes.
No, I like that one. The almost kisses that get interrupted.
Fuck that.
I hate that trope.
I hate any form of cock blocking.
Yeah. Fair.
I hate it. It's the worst.
I feel like I've read a couple books recently where it happens like that, where they're like almost about to hook up or kiss or whatever, and they get interrupted. And it happens like 4 times. And I'm like, how many more times is this couple going to get interrupted before they're able to hook up?
Yes. Well, and then, or like you get to, it keeps going and then they never hook up.
Right.
It's just like, and then they lived happily ever after. Like, bitch, you made me watch them all, like, just kiss, like, 4 times. Come on.
Yes. Okay. And our last micro-trope, hand on the small of their back.
Okay.
Yeah. I think it's cute. Not necessarily, like, big feelings about it, but, like, it's cute.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm not like, as soon as it happens, I'm not like, ooh.
Right. Swoon.
Swoon. But, yeah, if it's like, kind of like used in the way of like, kind of like we were saying earlier, like my wife. Like,
oh, yeah.
Like, I like it then. Like, almost like a claiming, I guess, if you want to call it. Or like, but.
Yeah, I think you're right when you, like, as soon as you said that, I kind of get the, like, just for it to happen at any time is like, yeah, okay, that's cute or whatever. But for it to happen in a moment where you're like, you haven't really seen it, you haven't seen his feelings come out before, you haven't whatever, and then there's a moment of like possession or claiming or whatever.
Right.
I feel like it hits, that part hits.
Right. Yeah.
All right. That was micro-tropes, yay or nay.
I like that one.
Yeah, that was fun. So I don't know how we're gonna share. I can put a list out there.
Yeah.
Ooh, we'll do a story. I'll do a story that says like you can circle yay or nay if you like it or something. So go out and you guys can tell us. You, the listeners, can tell us what you're feeling about the micro-tropes. Save the Story Pod everywhere. All the socials, savethestorypod.com. Go to our website and see all of the things there, all of the information about all of the episodes that you could ever want in your life.
And more.
And more. Savethestorypod@gmail.com. You can email us all your thoughts and feelings. That's it. The end.
The end. Bye. Go on. Get out of here.